Good afternoon. Today I'm going to take the new Tuareg out to a local event that's held each month from spring until fall-ish. It just kind of depends on the weather. It's called Throwbacks. A local guy out of Grass Valley or Nevada City, somewhere in that area, hosts it and has done for a number of years now. The event brings a huge assortment of motorcycles. Typically you'll see everything from cruisers to Groms, dual sports, you name it. I thought while I break this new Aprilia in, it'd be a good way to get her out into the spotlight for a bit. That, and it also gives me a good opportunity to sit down and enjoy tacos and talk about everything on two wheels with old friends. Typically, in order to reach Grass Valley, you would take Highway 174 all the way there from Colfax. That said, I have an adventure bike because I enjoy taking the path less traveled. One of my favorite ways to Grass Valley from my home is to take a shortcut across a set of dirt tracks down to a road named Dog Bar. I call it a shortcut, but really it takes a bit more time than just staying on the main drag. You'll soon see why I prefer taking this route. For me, this is where the fun starts. While not at all difficult, this dirt road is covered in some fairly harsh washboard and more deep potholes than I can count. The Tuareg suspension lets me hit some of these larger holes at above 40 miles per hour without becoming unsettled or feeling like the front end is going to wash out. I'm really amazed at how planted this bike is despite my limited skill set. I recall recently talking to a friend and saying something to the effect of, "Wow, is that what good suspension is supposed to feel like?" I always find myself praying for no traffic on Dog Bar. The back-to-back turns are something of perfection, and a bike like this just begs you to lean it in. Unfortunately, I caught up to some traffic for the remainder of my short ride to Grass Valley. So far, the only fault I've found on this bike is the wind noise on my helmet. An inexpensive clip-on deflector I picked up on Amazon quickly rectified that though, so now I just get to enjoy the sound from my intake, angrily trying to kill the environment. I can only hope that you enjoy the noises it makes as much as I do. Yeah, so one thing about this motorcycle that continues to impress me is how quickly it goes from being a very capable adventure bike, very capable in the dirt, to being extremely sporty, really good in tight, twisty corners. Regardless of how banked they are, or whether they're covered in gravel, or whether the tarmac is smooth or rough or whatever, this thing just, God, really good. We just took this little road that cuts between Highway 174 and a road out here called Dog Bar Road. And it's 2.5, 3 miles, but it's pretty washboardy, a lot of big potholes. Otherwise, it's just gravel. There's nothing technical about it. But when you're ripping along 45, 55, some of those potholes, they're big. And I could say, as a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever gone as fast on that road as I did just now. Obviously in spots, being smart about it. There were a couple of times where I hit some pretty sizable holes with this thing, and the suspension just absorbs them. And you can feel it's a hard hit, but it's not a hard hit the same way that a hard hit is a hard hit on my other bikes. You hit it on one of those bikes at speed, and you feel like the suspension is just collapsed on you. This thing, it feels firm, but you don't feel like, oh crap, I'm gonna wash out. Because of that, the bike's just, it wants more. This machine's definitely better than me, but it evokes everything in me that loves motorcycling, and it kind of brings back a lot of the feelings and memories of when I first started riding. Anyways, I'm going to continue on to Throwbacks. This thing is incredible. God, I love riding it. From here, it's just a short ride to El Favorito where Throwbacks is held. Considering that this was the first event of the year, we had a fairly decent turnout. It doesn't get much better than tacos, friends, and motorcycles. Throwbacks, checking out all the bikes. The first one since they moved locations, first one of the year. The live wire over there. A Beamer there. After the event, I swung by my wife's place of employment for a cappuccino before taking some beautiful two-lane roads the rest of the way home. On my way, I spotted a motorcycle from the event apparently broken down with the owner preparing to load it into the bed of a truck. Here's what happened next.
Two bikes broke down.
Huh?
His bike broke down on Bennett.
No shit.
I was cutting out and I was like, I'm just gonna go.
Wait, your R90?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's an R70.
Oh, shit. You need a hand loading it? What's is the sissy bar okay to grab onto?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just hoping these ramps hold up.
Okay.
Luckily I'm tall. I can straddle this fucking thing. Oh shit. You're good. Nailed it.
Straight in?
Beautiful.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. That's all you guys.
Anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching. Keep the rubber side down and hope to see you on the road less traveled.